Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday Eve Spectacular. We've got some great things going on today, but first and foremost, this is the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is also the Friday Eve special. This is where we get you ready for the weekend. And we've got a lot of things on the slate for this weekend. We've got baseball coming back. So, of course, we're going to talk a little opening day. We've got some interesting football information. A nice little video was dropped by the Commanders today. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about some things going on in college basketball, some hiring, some firings, who's next, maybe stuff like that. But first and foremost, they call me the Midnight Rider. They call him the big guy KG. We do this little show, and what happens on this day is like the show happens, and like people go to work the next day. They go to the break room, right? And in that break room, you might have a Keurig, you might have some sodas, you might have a little thing where you can get you a snack, and you gotta just put the little money beside it. All that type of stuff is all in there. It's nice and plush. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's gathered around, and as they always do now, because it's become a tradition, and they actually take turns. This week, it's Karen's turn to say it, and everybody's like, "Karen, you gonna say it?" And she's like, "Say what?" And then they go like, "Karen, you gotta say it, Karen." And Karen's like, "All right, I'll say it. I'll say it." Because tonight, what airs on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, what transferred from the Friday Eve special, transforms into the Thursday night Throwdown. Yeah, baby. And with that being said, I'm gonna turn this over to the host, Big Guy KG.
As usual, on a Thursday night, get you ready for that rousing introduction that is the Midnight Rider. Thank you, sir. First and foremost, good evening, everybody, and Midnight Rider. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. And first and foremost, for me, I want to thank everybody that checked us out last night. Nothing but net, 7:30. I hope you took some notes because we dropped some gems last night. We dropped some jewels. If you want to know about the NBA expansion, baby, we the place to be. And it's funny because I had to reach out to a couple people in the radio market here and kind of like drop some gems on them. So yeah, man, let's go, man. Let's get it going, KG. Let's rock this out.
I did catch nothing but net last night, and I was like, ooh, they better be lucky. Because y'all was on fire. Y'all was cooking with grease, natural gas, a cast iron skillet, and some other things. Y'all had all the seasonings and everything. Y'all did y'all thing last night. So I'm gonna say that, but I'll get into my notes from that when we get to that portion of the show.
All right, let's go. Let's start it off. What we starting?
Right. We starting off with the MLB opening day. And, you can see the Midnight Riders attire. I mean, you already know what this is. So, Midnight Rider, are you rocking a number 10 jersey there?
Of course. Of course.
Okay. There wouldn't be no other way.
No other way, baby. And then I got started now. I started thinking about getting one with Midnight just on the back because you can't put Midnight Rider on the back of a jersey. That's just too much. It's going to be going around the sides. It's going to look like Crow Armstrong's jersey. I don't want all that. Yes, let's start here, man. The locals. The Washington Nationals beat the Cubs 10-4. A big home run today from Brady House. A big home run from Young, the center fielder, and a even bigger home run. Who hit the other one? Young, Brady House. Weimer. So 3 home runs, 10 runs. Starter goes 3 2/3 with 75 pitches. That's Cade Cavalli. He hit his 5 strikeouts. And the beauty of it was just they took him out, and it looks like the bullpen might be better than what we think. But I think the other thing is their improved defense up the middle of the field. With Young, Nasim Nunez, and CJ Abrams, I think is the biggest difference that this team can make. Now the problem is, and this is why I always tell people, you just can't throw anybody at first. They had a couple errors at first where the first baseman couldn't catch the ball. That's your whole job. You got one job. Just catch the ball. I don't care how it comes over there. You gotta get out of the dirt. You gotta do a split getting it. Whatever you gotta do. Make it happen, baby. That's how you play first. That's why I tell people. When it comes up, anybody get a gold glove, it should come with a rule that you gotta pay. If any infielder with a gold glove gotta at least shoot his first baseman a couple G's, man. Got to. We over there saving the world. We one step away from being an Avenger, dog.
That's absolutely true. So I ain't gonna lie about that. Anthony checking in. What's happening, Anthony? Get to you in a second. Mrs. Boss checking in.
What's up, lady? She did a nice video. I didn't see all the video, so I gotta go back. I'm gonna tell her now, so that way I saw the beginning of it, and then I heard her talking some smack. So you must not have seen the video, because she was talking about the Yankees, winning, but of course it's in October when they like to choke. So, I mean,
and just like that, she's fired.
Then let's go ahead and talk about this, man, because since we're both on the air, let's talk about our teams first before we go into anything else. Yankees beat the Giants 7-0. I know you didn't get a chance to watch it, but I mean, the Yankees by shutting somebody out, that just tells me a lot on opening day. It also tells me that it's too early. You're lucky you don't drink, because we didn't force the nothing but net. Whenever you say it's too early, you gotta take a shot or take a drink. But nah, that's all that was, man. Let's go back to here. Let's do that and then do this. Opening day. You see me in full garb. You already know what it is. Before we get moving to something else, I want you, if you don't mind, something like a tradition or something that you want to share about opening day that makes it special for you, man.
In recent years, this is the first opening day in quite some time where I didn't come home early to watch the afternoon game. I used to come home early, watch opening day game, sit on the sofa, give me something to drink. Of course, it's something light, but get me something to drink, watch the opening day games, and then I'd be able to talk to my father-in-law about it, because he was a big baseball guy. So it's been quite some time since I've watched opening day baseball. Like, I actually sat down and watched, but that was my tradition. Before that, I was telling you off air, like, my godmother, she taught me the game of baseball. So when it was opening day, it was always me being on the phone with her during opening day, and she, going back and forth about Yankees and Orioles, and okay, first series, I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna spend, if it's a weekend series, I spend the whole weekend. But if it's during the week, and I don't want to go to school, so I could just stay with you. And of course, she told me no, because I had to go to school. But if it was a weekend series, we was in there, crabs, little something to drink, and we was in there. So that was the tradition, man.
I don't have a true tradition. I'm just always geeked up for this day. Like, I am a ball of energy. You ain't gotta get no coffee for me. You ain't gotta worry about it. There's one day on the calendar that I'm gonna be amped up, and it's today. And I'll share a memory. It was a couple years ago. Somehow myself, Tim Watkins, and my cousin Eric were all off on opening day. So we called up and we met at Tim's house. My cousin brought like all these different kind of brats. Tim has like this little indoor grill that you can use. So we had the brats on the indoor grill. We had normally get 3 different types of beers. So we had the beers going, watching the games, and I think it was the Orioles opening day. But I actually even got a chance to attend an opening day for the Orioles. and I love how they roll the orange carpet out from the dugout, from the bullpen in. So you had to come down the orange carpet basically to because they introduced everybody. So for those people last night that complained about the start time of the game on Netflix, you gotta understand there's pageantry with opening day. It's the one day that everybody gets introduced. The guy sitting next to the guy filling up the sand on the grounds crew, he gets introduced. So you gotta let these people have their moments, folks. So the good thing is next week we'll have a couple other opening days for teams opening up in their stadium. So be ready for that, but it's not gonna start right away.
Agree with that. The pageantry of opening day is unlike any other. If you think about the first games of any other sport, it nothing touches opening day with MLB. Like that's like a national holiday. That's when kids get to skip school if you got tickets to the game. That's a reason to skip school.
It's literally like I think the closest thing to it is whenever the NBA opens and the champs are on TNT and you got like the ring ceremony before and they put the banner up. But you got to think about it like this. That happens like 15 times in baseball because everybody has that special ceremony to open the game. And then the following week when everybody else opens up, you got another 15 times where you're having like this banner raising like experience happening in the sport. I see you got comments.
Yeah, we do. But let me ask you a question before we get to the comments.
All right.
Now, you talk about brats. I wanted to ask you this off air, but I thought about something that you said to me 6 years ago. Content. Now, you said something about having a little something on the side, to hold the drink on ice. Were you ever a Yingling man with the summer shanties or Blue Moon?
So Blue Moons. Look, dude. First and foremost, always tell people my favorite beer is cold. So it starts there. But them more than likely we were drinking. There was a Stella involved. There was probably a Peroni. And we probably had Sierra Nevada. And if we caught the Sierra Nevadas on sale, we would have had the celebrations. And the whole time I walk around the house with with the Sierra Nevada in my hand, I do the Rick James. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Like, why you do this the whole time? I'm like, just saying. But the beer is cold. So yeah. So most time it ranges. Like I can go in the store looking for beer, and it'll take me 10 minutes alone just in the beer section to figure out what I want. Because I'll grab something and I'm like, ooh, this is out now. I might want this. So if I want to just a regular, I'll drink Budweiser. But if I'm trying to like go with my exotic beers, then I'll spend about half hour in the aisle sometimes. Because then I'll see the flat tire. I'm like, all right, that's good. Then I'll look and I'll see the Abita Purple Haze. I'm like,
Okay.
Hey. Then I'll see something else. So that's the beer experience.
I just know for a fact you're not a shock top guy.
No, I'm not.
Good.
I will in a pinch, but it's got to be a real pinch.
It's got to be like lobster pinch.
Yeah.
The boss BJ checking in. You're fired too. And Anthony, the Marlins didn't play. They don't play till tomorrow. I don't have anything on them. They play tomorrow. He said, Midnight, let's know. Go for the first base is not the most important position on the field. That's catcher or shortstop. No.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Anthony. The first baseman is the heart, and that's where everything comes from. That's how the blood flows through the body. If your first baseman can't catch and anything, you wasting your time. Now maybe I'm biased. I will say I'm biased because I played first base. So yeah, but no, I truly agree with you. I think if you've heard me talk before, I always talk about up the middle defense. You got to have a catcher, shortstop, second baseman, and a center fielder. And if you can control those four spots, everybody else can do whatever. But I just don't like when teams put a random dude at first because. and you saw it today with I think his name is Chaparro. He can't play the position. He can't.
You
Can't
can
do it.
get away with that at third, i.e. Chuck Knobloch, Scott Brocious. We won championships, though, guys. You can get away with that at third. Can't get away with that at first.
What is this? He said.
U.S. Congress finally agreed on something. They passed a law to prevent teams from purposely tanking so they can relocate. How is it going to be enforced? I don't think the U.S., the Congress, they got more important things to worry about than that.
I didn't know about that. That's news to me. If you can get me the source on that, I'll read up on it and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it Sunday. We'll get into it with you Sunday on that. I got in baseball because my older cousin plays semi-pro, and we always watch opening day every year, eating 40 to 50 wings between us from Wingstop. He sound like he on your wing plan, dog.
Hey, once upon a time, Anthony, I used to be able to keep up with that. I could do 50 to 75 wings in one sitting with some blue cheese dressing. Let's get it. I can't do that no more. Thinking about that right now make my stomach hurt. Maddie said gods have to win it all because Teddy was damn adorable.
Well, we've got, I don't know if you saw it, but we had Disco Teddy early in the week. Today we had Playboy Teddy. He got a picture. I'll tag you in the picture. But we got a glimpse of Playboy Teddy flirting with the ladies. I'm gonna show you that when we get off air.
Speaking of which, Maddie, we need Teddy's size so we can get him a proper Yankees jersey. I'm gonna see if I can get him a Derek Jeter jersey in his size. Pinstripes, beautiful.
We're not doing that. If Teddy gets a jersey, I hope did you see him on the stories?
Yeah.
It came out better than I thought.
And Maddie said a summer shandy is the best at baseball games.
There's another one that they have because he's talking about I forgot the name of the company now. Lining Kegel, something like that. They have a summer shandy, but they also got an IPA that's good. What's the other one? My joint is called a little something something. That's pretty good. There's a Raging Bitch by this place in Charlottesville. They sell new beers. What's the joint? Vienna. Is it a Vienna lager? I think that's what it is. Vienna has a beer that's dope. I stop and get that whenever I go certain places. Like, it's funny. If I see certain beers, I'm good.
And Anthony said for opening day also we need a cooler Presidente Corona for my cousin and brisk iced tea and root beer for me.
What kind of root beer do you drink, Anthony?
Anything other than Mug or Barks. And nope, take that back. Mug, Barks, A&W's tops, but I'll settle for Mug and Barks.
Okay, I'm with you on that. He needs a recommended beer. You got see this. See. I can't do this because I gotta know what you like. Do you like darks? Do you like lights? Are you a blonde guy? Are you a medium guy? Do you like stouts? Because like I had this joint. It was called. He'd have to go to Total Beer and Wine. It's a beer called Namaste. You get you a Namaste, boy. You got a good day. You can get in the house and put your feet up.
You got Dos Equis and Blue Moon.
Those are good.
The boss said, what's the position? What's the running back position of baseball like? If they're good, cool, but if you can get off from a guy off the street to play, I think that's third base.
Nah, it's actually first, to be honest with you. They'll settle for, they'll take a guy with a bat, and because all they gotta do is teach you how to catch. And some guys take to it like fish to water. Other guys take to it like a cat to water. So you gotta figure out how much you want to risk for that guy's bat.
JoJo said the Nats win, and Maddie said that's a hard no. Showtime would disown me.
Oh, that's right. We should
Scooter
send
said,
Showtime.
go with wine. Total wine and more. All right.
Go ahead. Let's go. We
Right,
weren't.
We're gonna go. Let's go Commanders.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Go Commanders. Now they put out a teaser video for new uniforms and new helmets. Did you see something in there that gave any indication? Because I thought I saw something.
What you
see? I kind of think, with the fan appreciation of the Super Bowl era jerseys or the Super Bowl era uniform, I think that right there is going to be, they're going to bring that back. Because if you remember, when they did the rebrand, the shade of burgundy changed.
It did. I'm all right. I'm gonna tell you now. I because I love jerseys. I dig the color scheme. I love the setup. I know it ain't what we used to have, but if you go into this with an open mind, those jerseys actually hit. I like them a lot, but I'm open for change. So what else? What did you see in the video? There's like 4 Easter eggs in the video.
Of course, the display of the 3 Super Bowl trophies, the flashbacks of great moments in Redskin history.
Right.
And it was just like the things, of course, I was like, nah, they're not going to go back to the old Reebok era jerseys, but possibly could.
Yeah. So you saw what I saw. I thought it was even funnier that when he gets on the elevator, they took a page out of old 80s commercials where you can, like, the sound goes out and you hear the guy whistling. I thought that was an homage to like the 80s style of commercial. Then of course we get off, you get the Super Bowl trophy. And then I thought they were very intentional by having the Hogs, Daryl Green, and then Art Monk in the photos as the jersey and the helmet was going past. So I'm comfortable with them doing the Super Bowl era jerseys, bringing them back as the main jerseys for next season. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with them even doing a burgundy version.
Yes.
But the thing that sticks out to me the most was that Riddell box. That Riddell box looks kind of interesting, KG. So when I think about the Riddell box, I got a couple thoughts in my head. I think we go away from the W because they've shown their intentions to the spear. And maybe we get a dark burgundy helmet with a spear on it, kind of wrapping the sides of it, but not that 75th anniversary burgundy, but a good dark burgundy.
You talking about
so kind of like the old school helmets burgundy,
the 60s burgundy.
Nah, because keep remembering we kept seeing the Super Bowl era, so I'm thinking that burgundy with the spear on the side of it.
Okay. Because you say that, and that was always one of my favorite helmets because you had the 60s helmet had the spear on the side, but it had the feather going up the back. The feather came up and went across the top. Most people don't remember that.
I think I think the feather doesn't make its return until 2030.
Yeah.
I think they're going to want to put some space between it and do it that way. The other thing I like about the video was it was subtle. It wasn't like this whole grandstand and pomp and prominence. It was kind of like just dropped, and it was casually done. And what I will say about this group, and the one thing that I love about this group is they don't do anything rushed. They take their time, they look through it, they research it. I think one of the better parts of this is the fact that he's a fan and they're all fans and they want to get this right. Now, what's going to happen? Say on April 15th at 10:30 a.m., the jerseys drop and we get everything that we're talking about. At 10:31, there's going to be somebody online saying, we might as well bring back the name. I don't identify with this because it's not the Redskins. And all that stuff. So, and somebody's not going to like it.
Of course.
Somebody's going to be like, oh, we should have kept the old jerseys. So I'm already prepared for those three people to enter in my life and avoid entering into my Twitter fear. You say that 3 times fast.
Scooter said I saw photos of Redskins and Rydell box. Yes, it was the star of the video. I agrees. I think that after what we seen rolled out with the name change, where somebody actually got a picture looking in through the blinds, and then you could look in through the stadium and see Commanders branded all through the stadium, and it was given away, and it was just like we still had PTSD, some of us, about certain rollouts, whether it was the Sean Taylor installment or the name change or the new jerseys or whatever. We got PTSD about it because it was terrible. We're not dealing with a Mickey Mouse show here. We're dealing with Bugs Bunny, baby.
And I think the other thing too, though, part of that was also, I think in any other era, because in an era where journalism is about being first, I think that's why you had those leaks, and I think you also had some of that because of Snyder. And some of that was just to take the luster off of it because he didn't include the local media. He decided, hey, we're gonna go to what was that show on Channel 4? The Daily Show, not the Daily Show. What is it called on Channel 4? The morning show they do that got Al Roker now.
Today's Show.
Today's Show. You know, they did it on that as opposed to doing it with some local people. I think some of the local media took a little offense to that.
Well, you should, because I mean, you make your bones and you built your brand with the local media. What made fans fall in love with the Redskins?
Right.
Sonny.
Right.
George Michael.
Yep.
Wilbon. John Riggins on Redskin Report. Then you had the show that was over on WUSA with Glenn Brenner.
Right.
That's what, Rennie Knott, Wally Bruckner, Chick Hernandez. I can go on and on. These are local guys that made you fall in love with the team. And then not to mention the radio guys, the B. Mitches, the John Thompsons, the Kevin Sheehan's, the Tom Laveros, Tony Kornheiser. These people made you fall in love with it. Why would you ever go away from the people that built you pretty much?
Right.
And give it to a national spotlight. Nah, you take the local and make them go national. But right. I digress. We're talking about something that we don't have to deal with anymore.
I totally agree.
And Scooter said the whole thing about the video releases, they actually showed us nothing. And I dig it. I'm entertained by the questions. Yep, because you sitting here and you wondering, what do we got next?
Well, I think, yeah. And we already talked about it. So let's go. Hold on. We missed one thing in opening day, and I want to just drop this in. We don't have to talk about this. Baltimore's Tyler O'Neill has had a streak of opening day home runs. I think he had 5 in a row, but that streak was broken today. He did not homer today, so that's just an update in that regard. Also today, the first parlay, the first strikeout parlay was ruined by Paul Skeens of all people by only going 2/3 of an inning. It was ridiculous. I mean, O'Neal Cruz couldn't have played center field worse. I don't get it. I didn't understand. And I think honestly, I think he's the only one that didn't hit his number. It's like, yo, of all the people, Paul Skeens didn't get his strikeouts today. Craziness. Go ahead. You ready now?
Yes, sir.
I'm done with Paul Skeens rant.
Well, you got a right for a rant. Because if it wasn't for Paul Skeens, who knows? Might be going to Sizzler tonight. Might be going to Bennigan's, Golden Corral or something. Shit.
Nah. This was we could have ordered some DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had Sizzler money. We had DoorDash money.
All right. So let's go with this is what I wanted to touch on. This is the big thing for me because we can go rapid fire. And you guys talked about this on Nothing But Net. You and C. Perry II last night talked about the UNC coaching vacancy. And I was sitting and I was listening. I listened this afternoon and I said, ooh, y'all, I got y'all. The whole Billy Donovan thing, yeah, I would do it for free too. If you told me, hey, look, I would come in there, I got movers, and I would straight up be like, hey, pack all this up. Don't even worry about it. Take that down. Don't worry about the curtains. Just wrap all that stuff up, put it in a box. We'll have the locks changed in about an hour. Come on, let's go. You getting in the car with me, they're going to bring the U-Haul behind us. Let's go get you up out of Chicago. I took a little offense to what you said, but you were right. Do you really want to spend the rest of your NBA career battling for the 9th seed? And that's pretty much where we've been under his tutelage and actually under the last couple of coaches. We've been battling for the 9th seed for so many years. We haven't been bad, but we haven't been good. We've been almost the perfect case of mediocrity. Get out of here. I've been saying it for a few years. I want Billy Donovan gone. Now, I got a list, and I'm not going to give you the full list. I'm just going to throw because time constraints.
Nah, we'll do rapid fire. I got you. Come on.
Okay.
We can get through this.
Right, let me pull my list up. Nate Oates from Alabama.
Possible.
Okay. Tommy Lloyd from Arizona.
He would have to want to leave because he either doesn't get enough backing or they would have to promise him enough money. But I think he stays in Arizona.
TJ Otzelberger from Iowa State.
I think he'd be the first alternate.
Okay. Now you gave your thoughts about this next person last night, but I like to hear it fresh yet again. Jerry Stackhouse.
Who? What are we doing here? No, we're not doing that. I'm not doing Stackhouse. I'm sorry. I didn't like the job he did at Vanderbilt, so I'm good.
All right, 2 more. Penny Hardaway.
Why would he leave Memphis?
I
don't see why he would leave. A, I don't see why he would leave Memphis, and B, I don't see him. How do I want to say this? I question some of his tactics and his ability to coach. Like, there's certain things I see when I watch his games and I question. So I don't know if I like his in-game management of the game. I'll say it that way.
Okay. And last but not least, Bruce Pearl.
We could do it, but I mean, we gotta look. It's got to be like the apocalypse has happened, and like he's Will Smith with his dog, fighting off the zombies. That's about how much I love Bruce Pearl. So
they were vampires.
All right, they were vampires. My bad.
All right. Well,
let's hit comments and then let's go to the last one.
All right. You said Bill Murray's son.
Yeah, Luke.
The BC job.
Luke Murray just got hired today for the Boston College job. Only reason I kind of brought it up is because, if you watch UConn play, Bill Murray is always a fixture on the sideline, hanging out, watching the game, talking to people. So, with that being said, it's just kind of one of those things where BC can kind of get a little push because maybe the home crowd or the home fans will want to see Bill Murray, just as much as they want to see the team, and they'll come to a couple more games than they used to. Maybe that gives you better attendance for 5 more games than whatever. But I think Luke's a very good coach. And it's a good thing for him to get his feet wet there. So I would love to see what BC is at in a couple years. So yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, Scooter. He said Skeen stays in later in the year in this game, but it's early in the year. That's why they pulled him. What did they pull him? 2/3 inning?
He was at 37 pitches in the inning, so it didn't make sense for him to stick around, especially with the way they were playing defense. It just
Vic jumping in. He said just came in to say F Will Wade.
Yes, that's what I missed. I don't understand this one. Will Wade gets kicked out of LSU because of his schemes and the things that he had going on and the allegations, and then they basically sent him away for a year and then called him back. It makes no sense to me that why you would hire this guy back. I feel bad for NC State, but I also feel bad for what we call the coaching profession, because this slime ball shouldn't. It's like him and Sean Miller have both been able to do some things a little unethical, but they get hired right away in the next cycle, and I'm a little frustrated with that.
I feel you on that. And Scooter said it was the earliest ever pulled for a Cy Young winner, but nobody should stress over schemes. I mean, come on now. One bad outing doesn't equal a season.
Oh, and then since we're on baseball, you can take the Bill Murray thing off. Since we're back at baseball, the one thing that did bother me with the Nats game today was, and I know Judge was 0 for 5 last night with 4 strikeouts, but today James Wood was the same. He was 0 for 5 with 4 Ks. And he struggled just to see the baseball last year towards the end of the season, and he didn't have the same batter's eye as he did early in the season. So it's going to be interesting to see how much he can get back on track. That was a terrible pass.
Whenever a player has a problem seeing the ball, I always think of Carlos Rogers. I'm like, maybe they need their eyes checked. Maybe. And it seems like a lot of guys, once they get their eyes checked and the team recognizes they need their eyes checked, they become an even better player.
I just think right now he's in a space where he's just not comfortable with the way the umps are calling his strike zone. So he's kind of trying to figure it out, and he doesn't have a good feel for the strike zone right now.
Well, to be honest, you can't have a really good feel for the strike zone because everybody calls it different. Number one, it was a game. I don't know if I sent it to you guys, but it was a umpire. She called a pitch a ball, but when they challenged it and looked at it, all strike. I'm talking perfect pitch. It was I think it was a changeup that came, but it had that 12-6 drop.
Mm-hmm.
So it came in at 12 and it rolled off the table and went to 6. And I mean, it was beautiful too. Straight down in the strike zone and everything. She called it a ball. And I was like, what were you looking at? I mean, I'm not the sharpest butter knife in the drawer, but even I saw that was a strike. But it's been happening repeatedly. So hitters can't get into a rhythm because you don't know how they're going to call strikes and balls.
Well, the good thing is we got the ABS challenge system in place. And today the Nats were 3 for 4 on their challenges with the ABS. And if you're not familiar with ABS is the system in which MLB can basically do their replay, and it has the strike zone. And as long as the ball touches the strike zone, they will call it a strike. So you're allowed 2 challenges a game. If you hit the challenge, you get another one. So as long as you're right, you can keep making challenges.
You know, I like that they
Yes,
have
Vic, I totally agree. He's still a smart. Yes,
Will
yes,
Wade still a slime ball.
yes, yes.
I,
What's that? What's the ghost name in Ghostbusters?
Slimer.
That's him. We should just put Will Wade under that icon.
Slimer. Scooter said I wouldn't worry about Woods or Judge. No, it's early. It's
Yeah, we
early.
know it's
And Maddie said, curious to see the percentage of calls change today on the new challenge. See, this is something that I learned a long time ago. Like, you talk about pitches and this new system having a strike zone, and it would be hard for older pitchers to really get away with a lot of things. Like, I don't know if you know this. I know you were an Atlanta guy in the 90s, so I don't know if you know this. But
talking about the 2 inches off the plate that Eric Gregg used to always give Greg Maddux.
well, you know, Greg Maddux is he
Greg
you know
Maddux, the black on home plate when Maddux pitched was at least 5 to 6 inches wide, yo. Like Greg was giving him the corner, like
you know Greg Maddux is a house painter. Now we had him come out and paint the house, but he only painted the corners.
I bet. So that means he got paint on the neighbor's house with certain ups, right?
And you know what? That right there kind of throws me for a loop with this new system, because you can't paint the corners and pitch with confidence like you really want to, because again, you don't know how they're going to call it, and you can't challenge every pitch. You want to shorten the game, but hell, if you got to challenge every few pitches, man, the game's going to wind up being 4 hours long, which I never had a problem with. But
that's why you need to get 2 challenges. That's why they limit the number of challenges. Oh, and since we're talking MLB, I forgot about my guy, Carl Crawford, former Tampa Bay Devil Rays player. Of course, he signed that year that Worth signed with us. He signed with the Red Sox, and he was never the same person again. His son Justin made his major league debut today, so shout out to them. Carl Crawford used to be my guy. I used to love some BJ Upton and Carl Crawford at the top of the lineup. Oh man, that is what my dad used to always talk about baseball. You get you 2 speed guys, like you remember this lineup. You get Vince Coleman, then you have Willie McGee hitting second, and you get Tom Herr, the athletic second baseman, hitting third. Now it was 120 on the tarp there at in Cincinnati. And Marshot probably called people some names, but we ain't gonna talk about that part. Yeah, man.
Well, little March Madness update real quick. In progress, you have Purdue versus Texas. Purdue is up 39-35 at the half. Nebraska's up on Iowa 32-24 right now, with about 8 minutes and 50 some seconds left in the first half. So you got Arkansas versus Arizona at 9:45 tonight, and then 10:05 you got Houston versus Illinois. So
All I'm gonna say is the evening games. If you like guard play, if you like watching guards play basketball, this is your night. This is what you came here for. This is what you're doing this for. This is why you do all those beer chugs and 12-ounce curls. It's because you want to watch this tonight. I'm sorry.
now I'm gonna tell you something. Speaking of this is what I got for wrap it up. You said something about the tickets for the Sweet 16 Elite 8 that's in DC.
Yeah.
I looked up the tickets. I want to say that was Tuesday night after the show. I laid across the bed. I looked up the tickets. The cheapest ticket I found was $806.
Oh, then somebody.
I could talk them down to $600 for one ticket.
Yep.
The most expensive ticket I found, which was in the 115 section, it was 111. I'm sorry, it was 111. Center court.
Yep.
It was $6,000.
Yep.
For one ticket.
Yep.
Yeah, I started looking around the room and said, I ain't got nothing in here I can sell to make that money right now.
Mm-mm.
But, if Midnight Rider hit that parlay today, we probably would have got to see one half of one game.
Ah, the parlays killed me today, man. It was a rough day. But I always do opening day different from any. Like I bet opening day different than any other thing. I always have a strikeouts thing. But the other thing that was different today was I doubled up on home runs. Just that's all I need to got to hit is a home run. So that didn't hit either. So it's all good. It's all good. That's why we gamble.
Yeah, you
gamble,
take
you
risks.
lose, and then you stay out of people's emails and DMs because you don't want to cuss them out and threaten them.
Here this guy go.
No, we're wrapping up right now. What are you talking about?
Wrapping it up. But maybe if you was here.
Hey.
Maybe if you was here. See, that's the problem. You don't be on the shows. You don't know what's going on. I mean, Scooter said sitting on your couch watching the game on HD is priceless.
Yes, indeed.
Well, before this season's over, I'm determined. 2 games at minimum. 2 baseball games this season. I need to do one in Baltimore, one in Washington.
I got you for Washington. I don't go to Baltimore.
Now I've done Baltimore, but I owe Dario Baltimore.
Okay.
Because the first time we went, me and Xavier went, and I wasn't able to take Dario, and I was very upset about that because we were given tickets, and they were given to Xavier, and I was like, all right, I want Dario to go, and nobody would give up the tickets, and all the people that said they couldn't give up tickets didn't show up, and I was like, could have gave me the tickets, I could have brought all the kids,
right?
But it's cool. But this is crazy right here. This is crazy.
Somebody got to stick around. You can't fire both of y'all. Jesus.
Look, he can try if he wants. He better clean out his desk before he ever try to clean out mine. But I mean, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Saturday. You got the WrestleManiacs. You got Midnight Rider.
Is this your show being the visitors at the Four Corners, or is this just a regular WrestleManiacs?
This would be a regular WrestleManiacs because they record on Sunday. Matter of fact, I got to hit Coach Drip up, see what day they're recording this week.
All right, cool.
So we can set that up because we are on the road to WrestleMania. But we will come back on Sunday. We'll update you on the Sweet 16, get you set up for the Elite 8, and we'll do the women's side and everything. But until then, that's the Midnight Rider. I'm the big guy, KG. You know what? I think we can go another 20 minutes. Forget BJ. Let's go another 20 minutes.
All right, let's go. All right, so what are your thoughts on the pop that Obafemi's getting right now in WWE?
See, it's all about the bop. It's all about the bop. That's what it's about, man. It's all about the bop. We don't do no overtime, y'all. We are out of here.